Get this debate going, okay? Which trophy do you think is the hardest one to win? Is it NBA, MLB, NHL, or NFL? For me, I think it's a clear cut between 1 and 2. But I'm going to go ahead and knock off what I think is the easiest one to win. I think that's the NBA championship. The NBA title, if you have the best team, you typically always win. Like, it's very rare when the best team in the league doesn't wind up winning the chip. And if they don't win it that season, they do eventually win it within a 3 or 4, season window. And this happens pretty much all the time. I think one of the few times in the past decade where the best team didn't win it overall, that was the Toronto Raptors in 2019. They definitely weren't the best team that year, but they went up against the Warriors, who were hurt and lost KD and Klay Thompson. So they won it that year. But pretty much every other year, majority of the time, one of the 3 best teams in the NBA wins the title. Next, I have to go NFL. In the NFL, it's kind of the same thing. If you have the best quarterback, you're able to keep repeating. I mean, look what Patrick Mahomes has already been able to do. He's won 3 Super Bowls, and he's already been to 4. And, of course, we already know what Brady was able to do. So if you have the best quarterback and you have a decent defense, you are going to compete every single season for the Super Bowl. Yeah, there's a bit of flukiness with it, and, it's a one game for the Super Bowl for the championship. But still, I think that it's definitely easier than the other 2 sports, and those being hockey and baseball. And this is where it's kind of tough. I know I'm going to lose some of you guys here, but I think that hockey and baseball are the 2 hardest, and I have them almost neck and neck with each other, but just giving a slight edge and easiness to hockey. So hockey's my number 2. And this isn't to say that hockey is easy. Hockey is not an easy sport to win. More often than not, the best team in the NHL does not win the Stanley Cup. Was it 2 seasons ago, the Boston Bruins had one of the best regular seasons of all time, and they lost in the first round to the 8-seeded Florida Panthers. And the Florida Panthers didn't win it that year. They wound up winning it the next year, and they were the best team. So winning the Stanley Cup is hard. Sometimes in the playoffs, the goalie gets hot. That's a very common expression, and that team can ride all the way through. I mean, look at the teams that have been a lower seed in the NHL have won more championships than probably any other of the 4 major sports in North America. But in my opinion, the hardest championship to win is baseball. Baseball is one of the it's feast and famine in baseball. Look at the Dodgers, okay? It's a prime example. They have everything perfect. They've been the class act of Major League Baseball for the past 10 to 15 years, and they have one 2020 season shortened title to show for it. Baseball's hard. There's so many players. There's so many injuries. You have your starters, your starting pitchers, your relief pitchers, your closer. You have your regular position players. You have your guys off the bench. You have your specialty guys. There are managing decisions. There are so many things that go into it in terms of clutch. Can that player hit in this spot? Can this player hit in this spot? The matchups are always screwy. There are so many more variables in baseball than there are any other sport, and that's why you never see the best team in a season win the title. It rarely ever happens. And it's even harder to repeat. We haven't had a repeat in Major League Baseball, I think, since the Yankees. I think that was the last team that repeated, and it's been over 20 years. In baseball, things have to break. You have to play perfectly, and things have to break your way. I mean, look at it, for example. The White Sox, 3 weeks ago, were able to beat the Yankees in a game, and they beat them 10-2. Anything can happen in baseball, and that's why, to me, it's the hardest championship to win. But I want to hear what you guys have to say. So my ranking, once again, the hardest, the easiest is NBA, next easiest NFL, then NHL, and then MLB. Those are my 4. How do you rank them?